Hello from Sydney, BC. This is Kirsten Foss from Refreshed Businesses. And this is my son, Matthew.
Hello.
And this is our dog, Hazel. And we're at the beach today because we are... maybe that's not going to work up down here. We're going to see if the connection holds for us because we're down at the beach. This is my favorite place to be. This is called Amherst Beach. This is out in Sydney. I come down here pretty much every single day. It's awesome. So I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join us. There we go. So we've got 9 or 10 people. Where are you guys from? Where are you guys watching me from? And I'm keeping my sunglasses on, sorry, because it's super, super bright out here. But today I wanted to talk about being a spa owner, or really any kind of entrepreneur, and being a mom. Like, how do we juggle it all? Because it can be a real challenge. You know, you have a vision for your business and you really want to make that vision come to fruition, but you also have other things, other responsibilities that you need to take care of and that you want to take care of. So what I wanted to talk about was really like, is it possible to have it all? To be the entrepreneur you want to be the spa owner you want to be, and still be able to stay connected with your kids and your family. And I was interviewed by Patty Mack on Saturday on CFAX, and one of the things that came up was, you know, this whole juggle of being an you know, what I feel is that you can have it all, but you may not be able to have it all at once. And that should be okay. I mean, sometimes you just have to make a decision about what's most important for you. 14 years ago, I opened up a storefront spa, and, you know, I was super excited. I had big ideas for that facility. But when I had my son, I realized that my definition of success had changed. And what was most important to me was to be at home with my son and be really emotionally and mentally connected with him, and not be completely distracted with everything that's required for being a spa owner. So one of the things I asked my son today, I was quite curious, was, what's it like having a mom as an entrepreneur? And so we thought we would have a little conversation about this and a little interview. So Matthew is going to join me right over here. He's just tying up Hazel, and we're going to chit chat about it. There's Matthew. There's Hazel. So Matthew, you and I kind of talked about things earlier today.
Yes.
And I asked you, what was it like having a mom as a spa owner and as an entrepreneur? What was it like? What's it been like growing up like that?
It's been like a lot of you being at home for the most part, and when you're not at home, you're just outside in the back. So
Yeah.
I can be with you whenever, and if you're not like away all the time.
Yeah, it's been kind of nice because I have a home-based business right now, and that was part of kind of what I was defining as success, was being able to be home with you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to grab my questions because we wrote them down. So, what do you think I actually do in my business?
Teach people to like be, so that you can teach them to be a better business owner.
Yeah.
And teach them like that, like be critical on how you do things and don't let things slide.
Yeah,
and stuff
so
like
just kind of
that.
keep
Yeah.
keep on top of things and help other spa owners
Yeah.
kind of keep their business growing and keep it together. So what do you think, what's your opinion on, like, what were the hardest parts about being a son to a spa owner?
I don't really know.
No? There's no downside?
Not really.
No? Sometimes I worry that sometimes I'm worried that I don't give you and the other kids enough time. Do you feel
no.
like that?
No.
No? Okay. That's good. And do you think you'd ever open up your own business?
Yeah, if I had the chance to, I think I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, be
What's
good experience.
What do you think? What's really passionate to you right now that you could maybe open up your own business?
Maybe being a graphic artist.
Yeah.
For making logos for other companies and
That'd be
something
cool.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And do you think that having a parent as an entrepreneur has changed how or affects how you look at things in the world?
Yeah, I would say like I'm more knowing how to do business kind of related things
Yeah.
compared to a lot of other people who don't know a lot of stuff about that.
Yeah, you just kind of grown up hearing me talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Matthew. All right. Well, I'm not sure if anybody has any comments or if you have any questions about, maybe you are thinking about starting a family and you have a spa business, but you don't really quite know how that's all going to work. And, a lot of times it's just trial and error, and sometimes you just have to get thrown in a situation to figure out what you really, really want and what's really important. Thanks. Yeah, it's a gorgeous spot here. This is where I come pretty much every day in the evening. My husband and I come down here, and this is our, getaway little spot. It's about 10-minute walk from our house, and we are so blessed. In fact, actually, we got married on this beach. It's Amherst Beach. 2 years ago. 2 years ago yesterday, we were married. So we love coming down here with Hazel, and she likes to chase rocks and occasionally stick her head in the ocean and get it wet. So thank you for joining me, and if you want to follow me on Facebook, I'm at Refreshed Biz, there, Kirsten Foss Refreshed Businesses, and I also have a free download if you're looking to improve your client attraction and your retention strategies, and you can go to my website at refreshedbiz.com. So somebody just popped up with a question here, and I think it was, is it worth it to get a babysitter? That's a hard decision. You really have to crunch the numbers. If you have a business that can support having a babysitter or daycare, then go for it. If that's a good fit for you and your family. I was lucky enough, and I had my mother-in-law that she lived close by, and she was willing to take Mathew and spend time with him when I needed to work. And unfortunately, up here in Canada, as far as maternity time, getting maternity leave, if you're an entrepreneur, you're pretty much on your own. You don't get maternity leave at nothing unless you pay into EI. I know in the States it's a lot different. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but for me personally, I didn't pay into EI, so that when I did have my son, I really only could take 6 weeks off of my work. And even then I was in there doing, picking up stuff to do payroll, doing the numbers. So, I really wasn't not working. So that was the hardest part for me, was I still had to be completely engaged in my business, even though I had a newborn at home. And I think if I didn't have any backup for babysitting or childcare, it might have made a difference in our timing for having a child. I'm not sure. It was just not something that we had to take into consideration because we had that support. I know that there's been other entrepreneurs that will share childcare, so they will work it out with another mom to take care of her kids and yours for a day, and then she'll take your kids for a day. So that sometimes can work out for you. I'm just trying to think. It's been 13 years. This kid is 13 and a bit years old now, and it feels like a long time ago, but it was that time in my life that I realized that my priorities had changed for my business. My vision had changed for my business, and I made the decision to sell it pretty much as soon as he was born. And I worked really hard for about 6 months, nose to the grindstone, getting my business into financial shape for it to sell, because it had been a new build out for only like a year and a bit. So it was still in the major early stages. But, you know, you got to go with the flow, and your business will teach you about life like no other. And it's an opportunity for you to get really clear on what's important to you. So anyways, if you're in this position or thinking about having a baby and wondering how that's going to work with being a spa owner, it is a juggle, but it can be done. And you definitely need a lot of support behind you from your partner, and hope, you know, whether it's friends or family. So thank you for joining me, and I'm going to thank Matthew for being open to interviewing him, and sweet little Hazel. She's a little fuzz bucket. That's what we. Great. Thanks for joining me, you guys, and let me know if you've got a scope going on. I'd love to watch yours and see what you're doing. There's some really cool scopes going on with estheticians that I've been noticing, and spa owners. So I'd love to follow you. Okay, talk to you later. I always have to figure out how to turn this off. Swipe down to stop. There you go. Stop broadcast.